Okay, so hello, I'm back again. 2022 is coming to an end and we got so many great BLS, but there are still some things that I hope stay in this year. That's it, that's the video. As always, disclaimer first. If you enjoy kinporsh and can't take any criticism on the show, please skip until this mark. First thing I want to never ever see again are minors dating adults, both in the sense where the actor is a minor or the characters is a minor dating an adult character. Absolutely fucking not. I don't care what the circumstances are, just don't involve minors. Like, explain to me why they put a minor playing in a show like kinporsh and pairing him with a 27-year-old. And even worse part is the writers were weirdest with him behind the scenes too. Which is not even surprising since just putting him in the show itself was already very weird to begin with. Imagine doing a show that is rated for 18+ audiences and then casting an actor that is 17. Like, he can't even watch the show but he is in it. Please save this kid from these people. He's a great actor and I'm genuinely afraid of the people behind his career. Speaking of this show, now, I don't know how this needs to be said, but please, if one of the characters is drunk, drugged, saying no or just out of it, then it is not consensual. It's fucking weird how these scenes are seen as romantic too. Please, and I am on my knees begging, if you're gonna include these type of tropes in your shows, don't make them romantic or end well for both. Especially if their arc is getting punished by something unrelated to the situation or even worse, the bare minimum apology. Like, please at least show how it's wrong and literally criminal, because somehow I don't think a lot of people realize it is. And also, and most importantly, fuck the writers of this show. I hope this entire franchise ends soon for the sake of everyone involved. Now that we got the heavy ones out of the way, a quick one, but the whole "I'm straight but I will be gay with you" thing or any of its relatives, burn them with fire. I don't want to see this ever. People don't turn gay or make exceptions in their sexuality. That's stupid and can lead to a dangerous fantasy that you can turn gay or even straight people into the other by pushing yourself onto them. This one kinda comes with the topic on fanservice, but this year I want to look at it in a different way, and I want to discuss the BL actors' sexuality discourse. Okay, so, do I think actors need to be queer to play queer characters? No. Should queer actors be more frequently chosen to play queer characters? Yes. If an actor chooses to not share their sexuality, are they queerbaiting? Absolutely not. Real people can't queerbait. Should the fans push the actors' relationship in real life beyond the characters in the show even if said actors are not straight? No. Are the fans entitled to know or even assume an actor's sexuality they have not disclosed, even if they play a gay character? Never. That's it. Next topic. In my last year's video I got some comments that mentioned this and I really wanted to include it too. The lack of feminine gay guys or non-cis characters. This one comment said, "There are so many BLS that I've watched that made feminine gay men and trans women the butt of the joke. The way they treat any female character in the show rubs me the wrong way. I've seen BLS where women are portrayed as evil and manipulative and I think it's disgusting. Transphobia, misogyny and even homophobia are so deeply rooted in the BL industry and I would love for those things to be left behind in 2021. And I couldn't agree more. I'm so tired of seeing feminine boys or trans characters be the annoying and unnecessarily loud side characters that are used for comic purposes. Or the feminine gay main character that is just fragile and almost incapable of doing anything without the help of the other masculine main. And, of course, the fans love to see them as the cute bottom. Which, if you've seen my last year's video, you know how much it infuriates me. I honestly believe this all comes from a place of misogyny and homophobia. Not only in shows but IRL too. I mean, things like this are seen constantly. Why aren't men allowed to be feminine or seen as less if they're not masculine? Is it because anything related to femininity is still seen as inferior, or because feminine gay men are not as desirable for straight cis women that still make up a big portion of the BL fandoms, or maybe even both? I would love to know your opinions on this since it's something I have not yet totally grasped myself. And still sort of in this topic, I leave my wish for 2023. That is more representation in LGBT characters. Last year I wished for more lesbians and we're finally seeing more GLS, so for this year I'm hoping we can start bringing more diversity. For example, by introducing trans characters. Secret Crush on You did a wonderful job introducing Daisy, a trans girl, while being realistic about her struggles even if the show itself was more of a light-hearted comedy. It also had a lesbian couple, and a straight girl that was a very great friend and not at all in the way of other relationships. The show was far from being the best one this year, but in terms of representation it was really great, and I hope more companies can take on the initiative. Now for a new section on this video. I asked my subscribers for their BL opinions or favorites from 2022, so here you go, as well as my comment on them if it's needed. First person said, I found the last 3-4 episodes, part of Kinporsche boring. Sorry, to my star over Kinporsche for ME. Second person said, just think it's nice that BLS and other queer media are becoming more normalized lately. It wasn't that long ago that Thai dramas were one of the only places to find good queer stories. But nowadays there is a plethora of queer shows around the world that can pander to various different people. It's especially nice to see the rise of BLS and GLS in South Korea, since it is still a very conservative country. I hope that this trend continues and we can see Chinese queer media, I mean actual queer media, not the woobification that occurred in the Untamed LOL 2. I am also hoping that we can see more GLS and polyam stories and trans rep too. I love seeing our community being treated like actual people and not some kind of stereotype or comedic relief. Third person said, not an opinion about any BL shows in particular, but more so about the BL community. Many, actually, love to fetishize BL and I hate it. It's totally fine if you're straight and consuming BL stuff, but PLS just stop fetishizing them. By fetishizing, I mean bisexualizing MLM or shipping BL, but go all ooh when they see WLW instead. Please consume wisely. Fourth person said, in general I feel like there's a lot of toxic couples especially in the manhwa community, so I would be so happy if that just stayed in 2022 forever. It would be cool if there was more diversity in the couples, like physically, because it's mostly tall handsome with short cute and that's totally fine, but it would be interesting to see different stuff like tall and handsome and tall and buff stuff. Like that, I just think it would be fun and PPL could relate to it more. Fifth person said, I love watching BLs a lot, especially Japanese ones, so this year was no different than the last. But there are some BLs which focused more on the growth of the characters and the plot, so I really loved that. Some of them being, Kabe Kaji Nekoi Ashiki-kun deserves to be recognized, Eternal Yesterday, To My Star 2, Blooming. I also enjoyed Roommates of Poondok Villa 304. And last person said, The Eclipse. Without a doubt The Eclipse has got to be the best BL show I've ever watched, like it's up there with Bad Buddy. It's so good, like I just wanted more, like there was so much that was good about it, like I loved how the romance wasn't the main point and the actual main plot kept you hooked onto the show because you wanted to know what would happen and the reasons behind everything. The acting was amazing too, and the characters themselves were beautiful as well, and they didn't have any bad tropes whatsoever. Only bad thing about it was the scene where throughout AKK and Ayan to everyone for no reason at all. That was very annoying and uncalled for, but overall, I really enjoyed the show. I would highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't watched it before. 2. Roommates of Poondok 304. I also really enjoyed this one and I am so happy with the happy ending. I didn't watch the actor's first drama, Kissable Lips, because of the sad ending, but I am so happy I found about the actors because they're amazing. I love the way they are portrayed and their emotions are so seen. Ji-eun and Ha-jin are both gorgeous and I love their acting so much. Highly recommend as well.